Hey friends, this is Winston Janis. I'm the associate pastor at Peace Church. If you're watching this video, that must mean that you're one of the heroes that are going to come and help free us from brick brain, as we're still trapped in the church. We've been trapped in here forever. But I've been really hoping and waiting that you guys are going to come and help us. And as I've been waiting here, I've been reading a little bit of the Bible, trying to read about some of the heroes in the Bible to get some inspiration. Now, one of the heroes in the Bible, his name is Paul. And he was a guy who went all over the world back then just to teach people about God's love, to spread the message of Jesus, and to plant new churches and start new communities and help people. He went on a lot of adventures, and you're going to be hearing about Paul over the next few weeks. Now, the story of Paul, it's interesting though, because even though he did so many great things for the church and he was such a great follower of Jesus, he wasn't born that way. It didn't start out that way for him. He wasn't always known as Paul. Early in life, he was known as Saul, and he was a teacher and a spiritual leader. But then these Christians came along, these followers of Jesus, and they were doing things in a different way, and it was unfamiliar to him, and they were doing things that he didn't recognize, and he didn't like that. And so he actually was out to hunt down Christians. He wanted to hurt them. But then something happened to Paul. One day, and you can find this in Acts chapter 9 in the Bible, he was walking along the road and this blinding light came, and it was this important moment in Paul's life. And Jesus, he heard the Spirit of Jesus talking to him and saying, Paul, why are you persecuting me? Why are you trying to hurt my followers and hurt me? In that moment, Paul discovered a new identity, right? Just how superheroes discover a new identity within themselves. And so part of what I want you guys to do over these next few weeks is to realize that you have a superhero that lives in you. And your mission is to discover that superhero and bring them out, okay? Just in the same way that, say, Captain America, he used to actually be almost like this weak person, right? Inside, he had a strong heart, but he didn't have a lot of muscles. But people saw that he had a strong heart, and that was his first superpower. And then the scientists decided to give him superpowers, right? So then he became Captain America. Even with Iron Man, you probably heard of Iron Man too, where Tony Stark had all these smart abilities, but he actually was using them to create war and weapons and for the military and all these things. And then he had a change of heart where he decided he wasn't going to make weapons for armies anymore, but he was going to become a superhero that was going to help to create more peace in the world and do more good in the world rather than creating violence, right? So for the same thing for you, I want you to discover that there is someone inside of you that God created you to be. And you're going to have to come up with your own superhero name for that, right? Because Paul wasn't the only one who changed his name in the Bible. We have Simon, that was a follower of Jesus. He became Peter. Jacob, who wrestled with God, became known as Israel. Abram became Abraham, right? So you should have hopefully come by recently and gotten your superhero kit, right? That's going to help you become a superhero and join us. So inside you'll find a booklet, right? And in the booklet, when you open it, I don't want you to jump ahead. Just stick to week 1. And you can have a grown-up to help you read this stuff if you need. You'll go through an activity that you'll see the scripture here that we were just talking about listed there. And then you're going to create a superhero name. You can come up with your own, but this is an activity that can help you come up with that name. And then you're going to design your superhero symbol, right? Think of the different symbols that you've seen on superheroes, or maybe even the symbols behind me, right? You can use anything that is meaningful to you or inspires you or makes you feel special, right? Once you've got that superhero logo, that superhero symbol that you created, you're going to go into your 4 boxes inside your kit, right? And you're going to take the box for week 1. They're all labeled. And you open it up and you'll see there's a few different things. There's a bracelet, a little tattoo thing. and some crayons to help you create and draw that symbol. And there's a button here. You have a grown-up help you because there's a sharp part right here on the back. But you can pull these apart. And then inside, you'll see there's a little insert and it has directions on it, right? And you basically just you cut out your symbol, you put it in here, and then you're going to close it back up. And that's going to become the first part of your superhero costume. So every superhero needs a costume, right? So you can put it on here, you can put it anywhere you feel like makes sense for your superhero self, right? So then we'll move on, and you'll see there's, just go through and have a grown-up read to you, or you can read yourself. Just there's, your mission to help you find your superpower, what that is, some reflection questions. Don't forget to read about the video mission that we want, because you're gonna be we're gonna make a movie with you all, and be conducting interviews to join our League of Superheroes for Peace Church to help fight Brick Brain, okay? And don't forget, finally, the superhero training, 50 jumping jacks. Got to stay in shape if we're going to be able to beat Brick Brain, right? So that's about it for this week. Don't open the rest of the boxes until, the week 2. You can open on week 2, okay? And we'll go from there, and we'll see you next week.